Hi, I'm EW's Chancellor Agard, and I'm here with the cast of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to discuss the grand series finale. Hey guys, how you guys doing?
Chancellor!
Hey, Chancellor!
Hey,
What's up, guys? How are you?
Hey.
I'm good. I'm curious for you guys. Have all of you had a chance to watch the finale yet?
No.
Chloe didn't watch
I
it.
have not.
Wait, call me out. I didn't know we had it until late last night.
No, we weren't told we had it.
Yeah.
I didn't know we
Yeah,
had
I
it.
didn't.
But it's
No, I don't
emotional
even-
though. Sometimes you don't want to watch it yet. You know.
Yeah, I didn't want to like
No, but
rush
Chloe
it.
hasn't watched any of the episodes. It's weird.
No idea what's happening. I'm excited to watch it. I think I'm going to make a big deal out of watching it and kind of, I don't know. It's weird. It's so weird. It's so weird to turn it on and do the thing and actually
It's a
finish it.
It's a 2-hour finale, right?
Yeah.
This is the last mission together, isn't it?
Yeah, the last 2 episodes. I mean, what's weird too is that you guys shot this a little over a year ago. I mean, what was that experience like as far as you guys remember shooting what you guys knew would definitely be the series finale?
I just want to say, the oldest member of the cast, for me, it was very exciting because I had no idea what was going to happen. I was just like, oh my God, oh wow. So very exciting. It's like when I order Amazon, it's like Christmas every day. Like, what could this be?
I don't remember really what happens either, so I'm excited to see it.
It's
and
going to break
learn.
you, though.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember reading it did. I just because, it's sad, but
Yes.
Well, my next question was for you actually about the finale. I think one of the things I really liked about it was your fight with Nathaniel, because we get to see Daisy not only use her Quake powers, but also her martial arts powers or martial arts skills, which she's learned from May. I felt like it was a nice way to capture how much she's grown and evolved over the 7 seasons. I mean, for you, it's, I guess as much as you remember, what do you remember about shooting the sequence? I guess, did you feel this was a culmination of something as you guys were shooting that?
yeah, I think that's probably it was harder to be more emotional when we were shooting the last day because it was all fighting, and you kind of have to, like, as everyone here knows, when you're in doing stunts, it's like you don't really get to be emotional. You have to focus on just like not getting punched in the face. But it felt really fun to end on, like, of all the people, to end on a Quake versus Quake situation, because that never gets to happen. It was definitely had its challenges, but I feel like they did a really good job with that. I haven't seen it yet, but I do feel like it's a very fitting kind of like an amalgamation of all the fight techniques I've learned throughout the seasons and from different characters, and it was really fun. Very difficult fight, but fun.
And Kevin Tancherone directed it, and he's amazing with the the fight scenes too and stuff. He really knows how to enhance it.
I mean, Ming, you had your own moment too when you dropped down and said the cavalry's here in your own big fight. I mean,
that was my idea, actually. I wanted. Yes, I asked him about it because I wanted May to finally like accept that nickname and accept all her, emotional baggage that she'd been carrying for the last 7 years, and just, like revel in it as opposed to being afraid of being the cavalry. I was pretty happy about that. The fact that they, added that in. I
know for the season, a lot of people really were sort of wanting Fitzsimmons together again, and we finally got that in the end. Ian and Elizabeth reunited on screen. We found out that Fitz and Simmons had a child. I mean, for you guys, after spending most of the season apart, what was it like to come back together for these sort of final 3 episodes and find out what the fate of your characters would be?
Oh, well, I loved it. It was so good. I mean, we've been apart, in multiple seasons, but I think there's something about it. Just for me, it feels like coming home a little bit. When I get Ian in a scene, it's like, oh, this is how we started, and it's so comfortable, and just I'm a little bit obsessed with them as characters. So for me to be in a scene as Simmons with Fitz is like, it's very special.
Yeah, I agree. There isn't there isn't a kind of S.H.I.E.L.D. experience without Elizabeth. That kind of is the whole, for me anyways, that experience, me and her together. So it's quite it's weird doing something. I've done something since without her. It's weird not having her on set. It's bizarre not her being there.
They know my cup of tea and things.
Yeah,
huh?
the fans are gonna flip. They're gonna just
It's like we both keep our wedding rings beside us. Like, should we get them out?
Yeah. You go first.
Someone tell, please.
Should we? I'll get my.
Show us he kept
it. I keep it beside me all the time. you know.
So I'm guessing though you both were happy with these two finally getting a happy ending and finally sort of ending up at home together with the child, I guess.
Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, we've kind of been a bit of a reflection, the characters of Marissa Tancherone and Jed Whedon, two of our co-creators, and for Fitzsimmons to have a daughter and they had a daughter on the show, it felt so just perfect. And I think it's such a beautiful ending for Fitzsimmons, and also obviously kind of a big beginning as well.
And speaking of the Fitzsimmons family, I mean, Jeff, Deke gets left in an alternate timeline. Have you thought about what he's getting up to in that alternate dimension?
Of course. Yeah, he has, definitely. I think it was DJ Doyle that pitched a post-credits mini scene that I was very sad that we didn't get to shoot, but we talked a lot about it, which was that somebody would walk into a S.H.I.E.L.D. office and there'd be the back of a chair and it would spin around and it was me with an eye patch. And I'm really, in my mind, he wears an eye patch at just because I don't know if Nick Fury is in this timeline or not, but and I think he can still see fine, but it's just about a power and cool thing. So it's it's an effect. So I imagine
so
he has
oh
yeah, he's donned an eye patch and he's running.
Yeah, changes eyes sometimes.
Sometimes people get confused.
Depending on his mood.
Wasn't it your other eye? And he's upset about that. But
Equal.
And he's also he has a very successful career as a rock star, which is the ultimate cover for being S.H.I.E.L.D. director. Imagine if you found out David Bowie was the head of MI6. Is that the appropriate one? It'd be great. It'd be hilarious. It's great. You'd never think it.
Except it was in the episode. That was your whole episode.
Is there life on Mars? We'll find out. He's a S.H.I.E.L.D. director.
And back in the normal timeline, I mean, Henry and Natalia, I mean, we have Mac and Yo-Yo. They're back at S.H.I.E.L.D. Mac is enjoying his new view. Yo-Yo's back out in the field, apparently leading her own team. I guess, how did you guys feel about how things wrapped up for your characters?
I love that final scene with Brianna and Max and Yo-Yo. I love that her team is a couple of characters that we love, that we didn't really get to see in this final season, and they end up coming back. They're friends. Yeah, I loved how they wrapped up Yo-Yo, that she's under Director Mackenzie's command, and she's sort of what she never wanted to be. She ends up being an agent and part of the institution. So I really loved it.
I just said I wanted to, when we were all together saying goodbye, I wanted to say a term of endearment to her, so it was clear to the audience that they were still together. Because for me, I just wanted them to, I didn't want it to be like, oh, they're off working and they're just doing their thing. I wanted them, Mac and Yo-Yo, to be together and to show that to the audience. So that was my pitch.
What was the term of endearment? We had trouble finding that one because they had written something that was so bizarre. I remember it.
I think it was just something like my love or something like that.
You said it in Spanish, didn't you?
I did.
Chloe and Ver, I mean, Daisy and Sousa ended up being endgame. For you guys, what do you think sort of makes those two work as a couple?
I think just like in real life, how absolutely improbable the whole thing is. It's just something doesn't work until somebody comes along and breaks all of the rules. It just felt, I don't know. It was Chloe and I had great chemistry. It felt pretty easy. It's
been I full blown have been fangirling about them on screen, which I haven't done for any other of the people that Daisy was with. It's so sweet. I actually really think it's really, really cute. And I don't know. I just think that they're so opposite and they balance each other out so well. And it's just, the chemistry worked on camera and we hate each other in real life, but it's, yeah.
He's the first guy who ever kissed you who didn't die.
I know.
That is a superpower all by itself.
I gotta say though, Henry and him having those scenes laughing at Quake
So
was
great.
so funny.
So
And
great.
Henry like asking the intent, like that made me just, it was so cute, and you guys were so good. And but yeah, it's really, really nice to see Daisy finally happy and with the right one. I hope fans like it.
Ming, we find out that May is teaching now. I guess for you, because when the series started, she was behind a desk. Now she's sort of in a classroom 7 seasons later. I guess, how do you feel about where we left things off with her?
I think it was very appropriate, and because May had always been the SO to so many, to Ward before he turned evil, to Sky before she became Daisy and Quake, and it was just a very fitting ending for her, and also to kind of continue the S.H.I.E.L.D. legacy for future S.H.I.E.L.D. agents.
Finally, Clark, as we start to wrap up, you've said goodbye to Coulson many different times, many different ways, or said goodbye to this universe. For you, I guess, where does the sort of series finale rank for you in terms of the goodbyes, the many goodbyes you've had to say to this universe and to this character over the past decade?
I mean, of all of them, even the ones within this show, the end of the basically 7 years together, all the years and the hours and the stunts and the rehearsals and the ADR and the driving and the sorting out problems, and it just felt like a deeper, kind of fuller farewell to a lot of people that spend a lot of time working really hard to make something good. So I found it very moving, and it's very moving to come back to it again.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Now!
And to wrap up, last question for all of you. I mean, because people love reboots and revivals. Say 5-10 years, Marvel's like, we need you to reprise your roles in a new thing, a revival of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. How many of you are game? What would it take for you guys to sort of step back into these?
An eye patch.
Yeah, an eye patch. Yeah, that's a good one.
Whatever they make out of all of our props that they're selling,
Yes.
to give it to us. That's what.
Yeah, that's a good call.
A good call.
Awesome.
Yeah. And also a really good stunt double, 1 or 2, because 5 years later, it's going to be much tougher to do those stunt fights.
Oh, you'll be just as young as you.
Ming's amazing.
Yeah.
It's unreal how good you are.
I'm going to age long before Ming.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for
Thanks, Chancellor.
Thanks, Chancellor.
Chancellor,
Thank you.
so good to
Bye.
see you.
Bye.
Stay safe.